Hey everybody, this is Michael again with another Eagle's Nest video. Today we have Jonard here, who won with Beelstar. So we had good attendance today, 27 people. He faced off against V-Passion in the finals. V-Passion was on Jupiter, and Jonard took it actually with Beelstar, which is usually a matchup that we see V-Passion take. But you know what? Jonard actually knows V-Passion. They're from the same state. Jonard, how are you doing, and would you mind introducing yourself?
Hi, Michael. My name is Jonah. I'm doing pretty good. I am a local here in Southern California. I am a judge also, so I'm pretty active in a lot of our locals. Really, my goal a lot of times is to learn the game and to teach other people. I chose to come out and play Eagle's Nest because V Passion's one of my buddies that I met at regionals. Very, very good player. He, we actually played back in 2023 for the first time a long time ago. It was Black War versus Hunters back then. I was fortunate enough to take it, and then we met up afterwards for other games and other years, and couldn't take a single one sometimes.
Wow, so you were playing Black War also. I remember so many games back and forth with V-Passion. I was the Black War player, obviously he was Hunters,
Yeah,
and I had to remove all the tamers from my deck just to have a chance against him, because
yeah,
he
the yeah,
he was just so crazy with Hunters. But today
yeah.
you won anyways. You won with Beelstar. Tell me about the deck. Is this deck still good in EX12?
So I think this deck is really good. I think my theory is that any deck that can kill you out of nowhere, that can do 4+ checks in one turn is good. Um, that can also do removal. Dual cards right now are a little bit. Everyone knows they're good. I think the reason why they're good is they can circumvent a lot of protection nonsense. So let's say, like for example, um, Jupiter. Sometimes they'll slot in like a Dynamon.
Mm-hmm.
They'll try to get Dynamon ready to take it
Oh well, you
against
have
you.
one right here.
What Yeah, yeah. And then what you can do in that situation is you can push out with your rookie, tuck a card, draw one, not activate your egg. Then go into level 4. You can digivolve into a Scopemon. Use Tamer, don't use Tamer. Tuck one, trigger your egg, go up into Lady Devi. Lady Devi's going to go ahead and do its full combo. Activate the dual card to try to delete the Diana. They'll protect one time with Jupiter. Then you Arch Digivolve, use another removal option from hand, either another dual card or a Dur Blitz, pop them, and you don't lose anything. So there's stuff like that that's like the deck is just
Mm-hmm.
kind of sneaky. And one of the things, and this might be cutting a little bit early, but Beelstar X is something that I've seen some players cut down to one or to two of. Um, no offense to any players who do that. I think that's bananas. This card is so good. This card really can go for like 4 swings in one turn. Even without perfect setup, you can still do like triple trash check one, something like that. It's a very, very powerful card. So I originally, going into Pomona regionals 2 weekends ago, I was playing ME Metal Empire.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that I love. Machine Dramon. I love like stupid Unga Bunga decks like that. And ME is a very death trap deck. You're trying to set up a thing, have your opponent interact with it, fail, and then you beat them on that advantage. The deck is very, very strong. It's a deck that rewards high levels of skill, but it hard loses to TB, to Toho Braves. Against Toho Braves, I think I was like 0-20. It was extremely just impossible, and so off of that, I decided to switch decks before regionals,
Mm-hmm.
and I chose a deck that can kill. That once you get the hang of it, you get the practice. You start learning how to count how many options you need to use Beelstar X. You start learning the ways your deck um, recurs Bind Red Trigger for free trash. Once you start practicing that, the deck is very potent.
So out of EX12, TB is the most popular deck. Everybody loves Wankamon. Uh,
Yeah,
and a lot of people have told me, and these are the other Beelstar players, the deck suffers into this matchup. So it's
right,
one of the decks of BT25 that was a top deck and is now not popular,
right.
at least at Eagle's Nest, but you came and won it, maybe catching people off guard. Is there something you're doing different with Beelstar or Three Musketeers that lets you win in
So
the EX12 meta?
yeah, I'm not really sure. I actually didn't play this deck during BT25. I play tested it before BT25 came out. I didn't build it because the cards were so expensive, but pretty much at the end of the meta, I picked up the two Beelstar X's to make a triple
Hmm.
set. I think that TB is a deck that is, for the first time in a while, it's a slow deck.
Hmm.
And it's a slow deck that's very, very good. I think the game's kind of needed that for a while. People have been kind of tired of OTK or tired of like very strong, like just high powered decks. TB is definitely very strong, but
Yeah.
it's a deck that is slow. It really can't kill you out of nowhere. It needs turns to set up. It wants to create like a defensive board state. Um, TB, I think I did face against a TB player today.
Right.
I took it against him. So TB, one of the weaknesses of that deck is it's if you don't have Susanu, you can't really clap back. That's kind of just the problem with decks that have one boss monster, one main boss monster. Another thing with TB is that like so Beelstarmon plus Flybullet has blocker. Uh, Usually doesn't matter. Most matchups doesn't matter, right? Maybe if you're against a hybrid, it might matter, like a red hybrid or something. Against TB, this card is actually really, really good. It prevents them from swinging with their red yellow level 5. Because if they go into that, they die. They don't get their value. They're trying to check security Digivolve for 1 or 2 less. The level 5 Shishimamon. Yeah, this guy is like super powerful. This is their main guy that they're always trying to get into first because it gives them a really cheap Digivolution. They can cheat on a turn that they should have ended on 5, but end on 6 instead. And 6 with Execute is really strong. So what you can do is if you have Beelstar, you spit it out early. You can kind of stop that combo.
Right.
That play is kind of similar to when you're playing against Galacti. I've been seeing it's getting really popular again recently. Um, this card, the turboing to level 6, usually you don't think you want to do that in like an OTK deck. But against Galacti, for example, they don't really have that much D-Digivolve anymore. It's really a lot of deletions. If you have Lady Devi Inherit underneath, you just churn all your cards through, you try to set up your Tamers, you try to Black Gato play the Tamer resource game long term after they pop a few of them. And then the Lady Devi on deletion will play out things you get value. You can play out Scope, you can play out Toyagu, you can play out Black Gato. So it's just like there's certain things with the deck that I think I used to play Lugamon back in PT14. Lugamon was a deck that you could Unga Bunga OTK, right? You could just like training, go for kill.
Hmm.
But the higher levels of play of Lugamon really had to do with people managing resources, managing that awkward game, and cheating out an early kill when people didn't expect it. I think that Beelstar feels very similar, that there are turns where I want to set up. I do want to do Asuna into Asuna, but if I don't have it, um, going Lady Devi into dual card can be a very strong removal thing that can contest board, especially if your opponent is kind of on their back foot.
All right. Uh, Very good insights. Thanks for that. It's generous of you to share so much knowledge. And then I wanted to specify my question now about your deck specifically here. You only have Wonder Blitz. It's a contested card slot. Some people play it at 0, some people play it at 2. You have it at 1. Why
Yeah.
1?
So the one is kind of like the main reason is ratios. I want to run 8 non-dual card options that give me value, and I want to have the 4 dual cards so that I come to a total of 12 options. You want triggers for your Sparrow, you want triggers for your Gazimon, Scopemon. The reason I run Wonder Blitz is because it's the third best one. The Bind Red steals you games, the Hurricane lets you extend, but I don't really need a fourth Hurricane, I don't think. I don't think I've lost games where I didn't find Hurricane, right? Blitz is kind of just thrown in there. It's also nice that it's a fifth delete one guy, right?
Okay.
Where your fly bullets will always hit a guy. Blitz is like your fifth one to hit a guy. So if you're against like a single stack deck, you're trying to trick them out of using their protection or kill them through their protection. You can fly bullet, Arch Digivolve, go into Beelstarmon, and then use another removal, hard removal, which will be either another fly bullet or a Blitz.
Okay. And then
Um,
you have some TS cards here. You got
yeah,
Talisman and Dianamon. You were
yeah,
talking a bit about Dianamon before, but you were talking about it from an opponent's perspective. How
right.
about in your deck? How do you use your Dianamon?
So Diana is like I don't know. This card is so potent. I think like at first glance it seems strong, but you don't really know kind of what it does. I think in the context it's very good. This deck really struggles against Volcanismon. That was a deck I faced during regionals. There's like nothing you can do. You can only try to kill them through everything, but if they're bigger DP plus blocker and they have protections, you might hit them, and they might just kill you and you don't go for kill. But the Dianamon plus the Calismon, those are your two kind of answers. Diana's hard stops Volcanus. It's very good against Angels. It's very good against. It was pretty good against Adventure. What do you call it?
Adventure Omni?
Uh, Omni Alter today. It was good against
Hmm.
Omni Alter. It's a good card against Metal Empire, my baby, because that new Metal Garurumon is very popular. It's very
Okay.
strong. It's like what, $15 or something right now. That Dynamon will strip all the sources, make it so it can't evade, and then pop it. So um, there's just kind of like a lot of situations where the card is very, it can do a lot. In the mirror match, it's pretty good because they push out, they try to do their thing. If they misplay, you strip off the Pagu, you strip off other things.
Yeah.
Um,
If they misplay
so
or they don't have the full line.
Right. And then Callus is a very similar card. Callus is like a very, very strong control card, right? It's, I mean,
Oh yeah.
anyone who has faced against bears doesn't need an explanation for this card. The idea here for me running one of each of these is that my 4 cost Tamer lets me recur them, which is kind of busted because I played bears during BT25. Bears very good, but bears can't reuse your Talismans. So each one you use is -1, right? And Talismans in your deck. But in this deck, you don't have that. Unless they bottom deck the Talisman, or Chaos deck it to security, he's there. So if you can keep recurring him, the synergy that people have kind of seen is he has synergy with Satellamon, makes so he can't be bounced, can't be digivolved. Then he's like stuck there. I've had matches where if you can get that on your first stack, you can kind of win certain matchups randomly, or you'll force your opponent to panic and then they'll misplay. Another really good thing is Talisman. This hasn't come up for me. I think this is too slow of a strategy. But if you have a Talisman that fortituded out, didn't die at the end of opponent's turn, Scopemon, Sparrowmon, Satellamon, and Lady Devimon can all tuck cards underneath him and kind of re-up his fortitude, which is if it's a grindy
Wow.
game, I could see that happening.
Yeah, that reminds me of the old strategy where you'd put an X
The
antibody under a
Leo
fortitude.
under Heavy Leo, yeah.
Okay, it's pretty smart. Yeah, okay. Did you have any other closing comments or insights to give us?
I didn't. My encouragement though is to all the Beelstar players I know, who I've kind of I've joked around that they need a little more work sometimes. I think that the Beelstar X is very, very strong. I
Hmm.
think people need to practice with it, play it. I think there's a good chance this gets hit on the ban list. This is the card that cheats games. It comes out of nowhere. It takes 4 hits off of security. If you're playing against like a passive deck like a Lucamon, for example, which I did during regionals, they can't force remove your guy on the first turn, so you keep your level 6 that you turboed out, your dual card, and then you swing, get a unsuspend, get a trash, go up, get a trash, get a trash, get a swing. It's just like that's the really strong part of this deck that I think can be hit on a ban list.
Okay. Thank you, Jonah. Great interview. Thank you for playing at Eagles today and congrats on winning. Hope you have a great rest of your night. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thanks, Michael.